skibbity bop boo, zibbity bop bow. Hey everybody, welcome back to Karandrin Role Playing. This is episode 142 of Brise's Tale. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Crack Palantir, and I will be your host and game master for this evening. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play the beautiful and talented paladin Brise. Max, say hello to the lovely people.
Hey, everybody. You know, Kevin, I'm thinking we just call this episode 141.5 because last episode we did have some internet troubles. I had some internet troubles, and I apologize. And I'm hoping that they will not happen again this week. So,
yeah, it was that was pretty funny. We had a bit of a glitch.
Had a laugh at my expense. That's right.
I did laugh quite a bit afterwards. So, but yeah, we're back. As many of you remember, Brise is exploring the catacombs, but she's taking a break because she's confronted with a warning in the notes she has about the catacombs. She's warned that this Hall of Fountains poses a particular danger because of the enchantments placed on the fountains. Given how fatigued Brise was when she reached the Hall of Fountains, she decided that it was simply safer to
run away.
That's right. And maybe gather information. So she did so. She had a little, she teleported back, but unfortunately teleported in a very public spot, more so than she wanted.
Yeah.
And caused a panic among the people. And she had to dodge some constables and so on, but she's made her way back to this very ritzy inn that she's been staying at called the Brandy Fire. Where she has talked to she's talking to some adventurers now. One's a half goblin woman, the other is a half troll. And they are sitting down and discussing enchantments, their nature, and how to destroy them. Oshekra, who is the author of the notes that she has on the catacombs, was able to damage the enchantments, apparently, and avoid whatever danger they posed. And that's just an ability that Brise is worried she doesn't have. Oh my, hey, look, it's Quinn with a crazy, "You fascist, communist, Marxist Leninists need to tone down your political rhetoric."
I hope you're having a good night too, Quinn.
That's right.
Fascist, communist, Marxist. Man, that's a lot of
ists.
That's a lot of ists. Yeah.
That's a lot of isms. You're back at the Brandy Fire. You've sat down talking to two fairly friendly two friendly adventurers, though they are not, readily welcomed in a lot of places. But they have been giving you what sort of report thus far?
Yeah, so the one in robes, when I asked about the fountains, they both shook their head at the mention of the Hall of Fountains. And the one in robes mentioned that their only knowledge of enchantments is that to damage or deactivate them is to damage the object itself, to break the structural integrity of the object, which I heard the same advice before. It's not very useful to me because they're stone fountains, and there's 12 of them. So, and who knows if it's even the enchantments are on the fountains. I'm not even sure where it is in the room, if it's a stone tile or some type of field of magic. So a lot of unknowns still, but we're just in the middle of conversation with them. So we can continue that there.
And this is advice you'd heard before, that damaging the object, the closer you come to destroying the object, the closer you come to destroying the enchantment. And something along those lines you had experience with when you confronted this sort of giant earthworm that was
Fireworm,
that was just super hot, not particularly threatening or aggressive, but it was just sort of very innocently wanting to investigate you. And of course,
so it sounds like I need one of those.
I mean, you would think that would do the trick. It didn't have any trouble eating stone, or almost melting the metal point of your spear. So, there's definitely a role for that creature. If not as a pet, then at least as demolitions.
There's another alternative I didn't think about, which is I would risk diverging from Osheker's instructions, but if there's another passageway that could lead to the other side of the Hall of Fountains, but that's pretty hard to know.
Yeah, I mean, how would you?
I would need to find like someone who knows about the Hall of the Fountains to maybe have a map, or to have been there before. So it's the same problem I have right now.
Right, and the knowledge seems to be even more esoteric than
just enchantments.
Right.
Well, I can always also head back to the keep and ask Fraldrim, send her a note, or Doshrik as well.
Right.
That's 2 teleports, but it can be done.
Right. There's no rush here. You even have business back at the keep ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a question of...
I should note down. It's June 28th, like late afternoon. I need to be back at the keep the morning of the 3rd, July 3rd. So we're good on time.
Yeah. Right. Quinn has given you the business today. Just
it's almost a skill at breaking. Well, this is the thing. It's a skill, but I can't use it when I want to. Right. I guess I could just cast a spell over and over till I fumble it, and then hope I break the enchantments in the room.
That first of the animated Spider-Man movies, was it Into the Spider-Verse? Was that the first one? Or was that
was the second one?
That's the second one. So whatever the first one was.
Yeah.
But he's explaining his powers to the others, and Peter Parker is like chiming in, encouraging, and he's like, I can turn invisible. He can turn invisible, but not all the time, but not when he wants to. Think about that with you.
That's a great scene. Yeah. Oh my God. Basically, I am the Miles Morales of adventurers in this. Magic users.
So that and fumbling spells seems to be your real, and unchaining powerful beings from prisons seems to be your
my modus operandi. Odi operandi.
I don't know much Latin, but Attenlay.
Ixnay on the.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
so I'll just, so I guess in the conversation, right, we just left off, I was talking with the half-goblin female dressed in robes. I'll look to the half-troll wearing armor, and, I ask if you have any experience damaging enchantments or anything of that business. Look like you could damage quite a lot.
The half troll leans forward and quite earnestly says, there may come a time where you have to ask yourself, is this worth it?
Oh.
Whatever you're after down there. And there's a great sincerity to her.
Mm.
She's, she's not trying to just yank your chain. She's
Right. Yeah, and I tell her that if anything was worth it, in my adventuring career, this is it without a doubt. It's very dear to me that I discover what I'm searching for in these catacombs.
Rarely have you been so motivated.
Yes.
Um, um, she leans back, looks at you, nods. You get a sense of real wisdom from her.
Yeah.
She's she's seen some stuff and is trying to steer you the right way, at least.
Mm-hmm.
She says, well, if you won't be dissuaded, then the magic shops might have more knowledge than either of us.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, a lot of that stuff about destroying enchantments may be protected.
Right.
Else you could just break into anyone's estate.
Yeah, it might be unwise to ask so openly about topics like that in a magic shop.
You'd have to be discreet.
Okay. Might as well just it's been a long day. I'll pass some time with these adventures if they don't mind the company.
No, you guys swap tales. They've not been out super long. About the same amount of time you have. They mention trying to find a floating temple. And you're reminded of those notes up in was it the manor that had the goblin manor that had the notes about trying to track a floating temple?
It was either the manor or the Iron Empress, Temple of the Iron Empress. Let me check through my notes real quick so that they are searching for a floating temple.
They had been.
Oh, had been. And we found it. What? The floating city of Apria.
That's what it is.
They
They refer to it as a temple city.
Okay.
They gave up their research. The information they found said that it required one of the many crystals of the sky to be able to reach it safely
Mm.
But these were long scattered. And the sky key, of which there were only 4, could direct the city's path either while you were in the city or remotely. You could bring it to your location, for instance.
Right. I asked them if is the name of the city Apria.
They're shocked that you know it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mentioned that another adventurer was looking for the Ivory Falls. There was some connection to this waterfall and the floating city.
Yes, they're familiar with the Ivory Falls.
Okay.
When the city was well maintained, it would make an annual stop at the Ivory Falls.
Mm.
They never journeyed that far to wait for the city. It just seemed like such a long way to go.
Right.
The Ivory Falls would be, they're fairly confident, would be just the northern edge of the wilds south of Gardock.
Oh, wow.
It's in the mountains, and they would literally edge the city forward underneath the falls and fill up their reservoirs.
Wow, that's cool. Why not use the rain? We're above the clouds.
That's right.
What are you going to do? It's always sunny.
Always sunny.
Weather year-round.
It's Philadelphia.
Huh. Yeah, the floating city of Philadelphia. Is Garduck Garduuk?
1 U.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty, I mean, not as far south as you can go.
Right.
But yeah, it's
a lot further than the other adventure. They said it was 2 to 3 days from convergence, they thought.
Yeah, they shake their head. They say, no, they found maps.
Mm-hmm. Or sorry, from Ballabry, actually. That's what she thought. Although who knows if there were multiple waterfalls they visited to refill their...
Well, if you're going to edge a city towards something, you better know the falls pretty well.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is not to say they don't have a backup. Roll for me.
66.
And just thinking about it logically as a woman of arms, there would probably be some sort of contingent left behind to guard the falls.
True. When they come back there the next year, they won't find it occupied by...
Right. They can put up some sort of secret warning. The survivors of the attack can flee and then, raise warning when they see the city coming, so long as they remain uncaught for that year. Mm-hmm. And then the city knows to go to, some sort of secondary location, which does raise the possibility then maybe the other adventurer whose notes you came across, maybe they discovered the secondary location, not the primary location.
Right.
So, but they believe Apria to be abandoned. And now that it travels on some form of annual route, but how steady and how reliable that route is, it's not being maintained. And if no one is steering the city and correcting for winds and storms
over the ocean, who would know?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but you pass a really enjoyable evening. Let's call it 5 gold spent on tips and food and beer.
Sounds good to me. Sounds like a good night.
Retire for the evening.
Get some from a kitty, Azrael. I forgot to pull up the stream. I'm assuming we're live because Quinn is commenting, but
right. We've lost him. We both lost our internet, but somehow we can see each other, but no one else can see us,
Streaming to each other.
That's right.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Let's do that. Change that back. I'll hop back to the chat. Why does it do that? I don't understand why it does that. I click on text and it changes from text being my captions, right? And I click on that and it was changed from the chat to captions. So when I go and I click on Buddy Quinn, but if I click on chat to go back to the chat, and instead just hides the sidebar. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing.
Another useful feature that we are paying for.
Exactly. It's not a bug. Why would you call it that? And there goes the last of the whiskey. The line from Archer, I assure you it's not my last. So yeah, you go up, you make sure that Azrael's gotten some share of good meat.
Now I know I've spent a nice evening here and I probably don't want to, but would it be smart to try teleporting back to the keep so then I could teleport back here tomorrow morning after I get some information?
You've had a meal, you've had time to rest. So, what's your exhaustion now?
I'm at 63 out of 100 before I came to the brandy fire.
Right. So you're probably at 70 now.
Okay.
So weary, certainly ready for sleep, but you give it a go. I don't see any reason why not.
Yeah. Well, Drew, I got enough PowerPoints and a slot left in my adder, so we'll teleport. Do 2 teleports, one to the top of that mountain, which I forget the name of.
I know what you're near. Yeah, in the middle of the Axia there.
Yeah.
Sort of a good halfway point.
And then and to the spot outside the keep.
Is that way? Is it 2 or is it 3?
I believe it's 2. Mount Curlew. So remember, I looked at a map and I was looking at the kind of layout, and Mount Curlew looked like a midway point.
From there to Convergence.
Oh, shit, you're right. It was Convergence, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We didn't determine if it was good for the keep.
I don't think it could be. I think that's well beyond your range. because you can't teleport from the keep to
Yeah,
Convergence.
you're right. Okay, 10 to 15-mile leeway from Pessidarius to the mountain and the mountain to Convergence. I'm going to add that to my teleport notes. I've got a little spot for it.
Yeah.
So actually, it's not really worth it. I'm already in a big city, right? I would just go back to another big city that would probably know less about the catacombs than Pessidarius. So,
I mean, the only difference would be you would recover this exhaustion and everything you would spend if you wanted to spend the night in Convergence. But Convergence is also fighting a fever.
that's true.
And isn't your favorite, it isn't the ideal spot anyway.
Given that I just got my flu and COVID shots on Sunday, and they like had me in bed for like a whole day. We're not going to go back to Convergence, actually. We're going to let's stay where it's nice and healthy.
We have got to get, especially since, because we're traveling too. You mentioned your travel plans, and which is a good time to remind the audience that we will be out next week.
Yes.
But yeah, and the week after we'll be out because of my travel plans. But since we're both traveling, like I keep telling Karen, we've got to get our COVID shots, got to get our booster since we'll be out and about, and we just keep forgetting to do it. So
after in May, I basically had a whole trip ruined, like 5 days, just was sick the whole time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get my
yes.
So
I got my flu. I just need to get COVID. But I tell you, I know I've told you this before. The thing COVID with me was, man, it lights up my glands. My what are they called? Well, all the glands, all the immune glands you've got.
Lymph nodes,
the lymph nodes. Yeah, dear Lord, they sting. I mean, like needle-like stinging. I've never had that with any other disease. But man, that was excruciating. Some fatigue, but man, that was so painful. Man, it was like having a sore throat, but on the sides of your throat, and
weird. Yeah,
and such a sharp pain.
Place,
yeah. So you're going to stay here?
Yeah. We'll just stay at the Brandy Fire. We'll go up to my room, make sure my cat gets something to eat. Probably fed him, throughout the meal.
Sure. Right. Scraps of meat and so on. So you had a good time with the two adventurers. They really are unusual.
Did I get their names or? Yeah.
Sure. The robed figure, who is, as you suspected, she's a cleric. Her name is Tranda, Tranda, and the half troll is Dizzaroth, Dizzaroth.
Dizzaroth. Retire to my room.
And Tranda is actually dedicated to Vatterdob, the goddess of death.
Oh, okay.
So you've got some energy to read or what have you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, let me see if any of my books might have any info on. Any of my books would help me out for this situation. Wonders of the Ages, Great Works of the Ancients, Darkness Encountered. Finish that book. We'll read about the book on golems. We've got Life and Matter, the Nature, Forms, and Theories of Golems. 560 pages. Oh my God.
It's a no pun intended, but it's a beast,
Yeah. There's just like 5 words on each page,
Right.
written by a giant.
That's right. Wow. Yeah, you read quite a bit of it. You stay up past your bedtime reading.
Uh-oh, naughty Brise.
Um,
How much have I read from that book? 2 hours. Yeah, basically just 2 hours before. This is the second time I've even cracked the book open.
so you are at 5 hours now.
We're at 3 more hours. Nice. Okay.
You said you had a book that you had finished.
Yes. On Wings and Things, The Forms of Fae.
Did you want to see if you could sell that to the other adventurers?
Actually. Well, let me see.
Unless-
Where did I get it from? It's not a library book, is it? Book. Oh, from Clarin. Secured for me books. Okay. No, it's just. I don't even know if he gave these to me or if he loaned them to me from the temple, but no one's asked for them back. So,
well, yeah, but
or maybe I should take them back to the temple at Convergence.
right.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted, like, I don't know what your long-term thoughts is for your character, but like if you feel like it would be cool to begin building a library because of your interest in creatures specifically.
True. Yeah.
You could pay to have this copied.
Interesting.
And
we could like roll to see how like I feel about the book as well. I remember I guess I finished it, so I must have enjoyed it, right, and found it useful.
So I would say, yeah, let's roll and add 20 to it.
Okay. 45.
So definitely a useful volume, definitely a useful reference. Of course, you'd have to carry it with you in your studies, but like, it'd be kind of cool to be this level 50 guy or gal, I should say, and have this library of, but again, that's only if you envision yourself that way. You may not. You may be like, I'm not going to have a sort of a headquarters. I'm going to keep moving,
Right. Yeah, it's one of those long-term questions for Brise, like, starting a family or having
right.
Being with Aldrich. So
right.
I'll think about having a library one day. Okay. I guess also her, Brise's upbringing, she came from, wealthy merchants. And so, whoa. Did you... Well, wealthy merchants. No.
This is what I get for doing things in a smart home where they have the lights on a schedule.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Oh my God. It did just cross 7:30. So
what madness. I assume. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I'll shut my lights off too if you want it.
We'll do a ghosting. Well, I figured we'll go for another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll call a break, and then I'll try to get this sorted out. But in the next 10 minutes, it's all ghost stories for me.
Okay.
So
we got to get back to the catacombs then.
That's right. That's if you're going to leave the catacombs, your game master's going back there. That's
one of us has to be there.
Quinn casts darkness against the DM.
Oh man. I was saying that Brise came from wealthy merchant, right? So she feels like would desire like a home, of that kind of stature. I don't know if my parents had a library, but I've seen lots of other wealthy families who have their own libraries. It seems seems natural for her to want that. So yeah.
Right.
Creatures in history. Okay. But so we'll read up on golems, and then we'll retire to bed. Let's see if I have any dreams or get woken up.
All righty. So roll your 3.
73.
No dreams of significance.
24.
Wake up very early.
And 90.
Feeling great. So June 29th, that's where we are now. Is that right?
Yes. So let me update all my hit points, exhaustion, and power points.
Oh, did you want to put stuff in your power store?
Yeah, I've been kind of just doing it automatically. So I have 18 power points. So I just put 18 in there.
Okay.
So now I have 19 in the store, and then I assume I recover everything.
Yes.
In the morning. So now I'm 51 with 19 in the store. Yeah. I've just been doing that basically as long as I can go to sleep, peacefully. I kind of just do that before I go to bed.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah. That's fine.
All right.
All right. Well, so you're up and at 'em earlier than usual, in fact.
Yeah.
Which is funny given your late night. Are you just gonna wash up and then start teleporting?
Yeah. So I'm refreshed. I feel good. So we could just try to tackle the fountains myself, or do I still think I want more information? Maybe want to head.
It's up to you, or to roll the dice. What would you like to do?
Let's go down there. Let's try the catacombs again. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like, look, I'm like that one adventurer said, this is something I might just have to learn myself. Messed with a lot of enchantments before, but maybe this time do it carefully.
Do you have anything that would affect stone?
I don't think so. I guess that's true. I could look for some potions or scrolls that could be helpful. I do have a potion that encases something in ice. That would freeze if the fountains are frozen. I don't know if that would.
That's interesting to see if you could rupture the basin of the fountains.
Right. Attunement, lie detection, potion of wood skin. Might just drink that and rush through it.
Right.
But yeah, nothing that could really damage stone. Potion of troll strength.
Oh my. Well.
Potion of troll strength, and pick up that hammer that I found earlier in the catacombs.
I think you may have come across a solution.
That might.
And that
sounds a very like Brise way to solve the problem. I think.
When there's all that stone debris too.
Right. You mean like I could clear it out, or I could?
I'm saying you could hurl it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, with a troll's strength.
Let me double check that hammer. Ombrek. Yeah, broken war hammer. Some broken runes, which should have add plus 20 power, and plus 35 magic, and a fading enchantment of golem flaying. That sounds exactly what I'm looking for.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, let's teleport back from my room into the room with the what was the tree called?
Sorry, I mean the hall. Oh, you mean the Mightstone? Mightwood.
Mightwood, that's what it was. I keep wanting to call everything Ever. I was like, the Ever tree? No, that's from Everdell. It's a board game.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we'll teleport down there. That's the spot I had memorized, and yeah, then we'll continue our exploration.
All righty.
We'll use my channeling adder to do that. My
Okay.
boots. So
Roll it
I
up.
guess we want to get breakfast first.
Oh, you do want to eat, yes.
Yeah, let's not rush into this. Might as well have some pancakes, some waffles.
Have them draw you a bath. Of course, you
Yeah.
probably did that last night. There's no way you're going to sit around
Oh,
with that
right. Yeah, of
filth
course.
on you.
Not get all washed up.
So yeah, you're just going to do your hair for the day, and you probably had your clothes sent out and brushed off and scrubbed clean, because that is the one drawback you have about going down these catacombs is it's just a filthy environment.
It is quite filthy.
Place is jumping, even this early.
Mm.
Oh, roll for me.
66 again.
What kept you reading last night was the learning about enchantment matrices within golems, that they are powered by enchantments, and that while theirs are mostly located in the chest so as to give it the most protection possible, the enchantment the most protection possible, this is an identical situation to the fountains.
Okay.
That damaging the enchantment damages the golem, and vice versa.
Right.
And so here we have inanimate matter, and repeatedly the difference is drawn between golems and constructs throughout the text. That here you are trying to have matter move in an unnatural way, even though it's of one solid material, as opposed to a construct where the movement is allowed by mechanics, by mechanism, but powered by magic and given intelligence by magic. The golem's movement and intelligence are all magical, granting a flexibility to what would be otherwise inflexible material. But the fact that you damage it is what damages the enchantment, and that's really what you're going for when fighting golems, depending on if you're Jewish. You know the tale of the golem, right, from Jewish mythology?
A little bit. I think we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
That's where they come from.
Yeah. So that was what was fascinating, is you came across sort of the heart of this very issue, just in another form. And of course, now here you have troll strength, and you might really be able to figure this thing out.
Right.
So something as powerful as troll strength, is not going to last terribly long. And so if you choose to use it,
10 plus rounds. So
yeah, so you really want to go hog wild in your destructive rampage.
Hog wild.
So
okay.
So go downstairs. It is jumping busy. It's pretty close to 40. It's pretty close to 7:45. You want to call a break right now? We'll have you wrap up breakfast and everything, and then we'll have you teleport down there, and we'll return you to the catacomb.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. If you'll just give us a bit, we will. You know what? I'm going to put this one back up and leave it up. We're going to go stretch our legs, turn on lights, if I can figure out how in this home or house sitting, and stretch our legs, refill our drinks and everything. So just bear with us, and we'll be right back with you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Glad you hung out with us. Let's get Max back here. There's our buddy Max.
Wow, you're so much brighter now. What happened?
I know, right? Unlike your host, at least the environment here is brighter.
So I did just remember a couple of my daily things we need to roll. Need to roll my attunement to my sorcerer's spear and also recasting the Bond Familiar smell.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah,
Let's do each of those, which means you need to. You done that? No, you do it this morning, I guess, right?
Yeah. I would do it right at the beginning. So create bond, level 4 spell, cast from the Familiar's Tome. We can roll that right up.
Do it.
And that's a 72.
Oh, okay. All right. You feel the bond get stronger, more obedient to you.
Great. On Azrael. And then I'll attune to the Sorcerer's Spear. And we already attuned to one quality, which is all my spells now have increased duration of 10%. And so we're going to try to attune to the... So I forget which properties I can attune to, right? It's range, duration, influence spells, and the fumble reduction. What was the fourth one?
You've already got the PowerPoint store.
No, I don't have that yet. Is that another one? Because some of the properties here I'm not sure are attunable. So we have 10 points of spell store, spells plus 10, increase influence spells plus 1, increases range by 10%, increases duration 10%, reduces fumble by 5. So which of those do you need to attune to?
Fumble is automatic. Your fumble and the 2 bonuses are automatic. So I think the only thing left is
spell store.
And well, I don't think you can use spell store.
Oh, because I already have a PowerPoint store. Or no, because I already have another spell store. Is that right?
No, I think because semi-spell users are not allowed to use spell store.
But this is a sorcerer's
spear. Right, that's right. You're right.
For semi-spell users.
Right. So you have spell store. Right. You have spell store.
Spent a lot of money on this spear, Kevin.
For no reason. What an idiot.
So reading the receipt, like, what the fuck? What did I do?
Right. So you have the spell store, you have the duration. Is that what you? So those 2,
and then a range increased by 10%.
Right. Okay. But you got the range one, didn't you? Which one?
I got duration.
You got duration. So you have range left to do, and spell store.
Okay, I thought there was a 4th one, but maybe I'm mistaken. So I'll focus on increasing the range.
Okay.
So I'll attune to that. And my attunement is a 98, actually.
Roll again and add it.
Plus 27.
Nice. You have them both.
Fantastic. Almost fully attuned to this guy. Color code that on my sheet here. Nice.
I should make a note here.
Clean up some notes here. Okay. All right.
So now, I mean, you can tell that Azrael is more obedient, more quickly obeying, and you definitely get a clearer sense of his emotions. What day of casting is this for you in terms of achievement? I know you got 2 days in one of your first castings because you did such a successful casting.
So I cast it first time on the 27th, a really successful casting on the 28th. This is the 29th, cast it the 3rd time.
So you're basically 4 days in terms of the ritual. And that leaves you how many more? Is it 2 or is it 3?
Was it 6 total?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Oh, no, okay, it's in this, but yeah, once a day for 6 days. Okay, so we got 2 more.
And then you'll be able to use all of the abilities on the.
Right.
That's going to be nice.
Nice. I really like that. It's kind of cool that they have that. That's an interesting mechanic that you have to recast it each day. It really feels like I'm growing closer to this familiar. I didn't just like pick them up and now I'm automatically
Right.
have
And
all
like
their-
with the band of familiars, which you used for quite a long time,
right.
it was neat and all. That was very handy, but once you get the spell list that you can use with it, that's another whole thing.
Right.
And your range grows as your time together grows.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a whole different ball of wax. The abilities available to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see how I can do this in a way.
Sorcerer's spear.
Sorcerers.
Drank too much last night.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to hop to the map. Let me hop. See what we've got.
And yeah, we'll teleport from my room into the room with the mite wood whenever you're ready.
All right. So it means your fumble is.
If I'm using an adder, does it matter?
No. What matters is you're using the spear, which is -5. Is that right? To fumble.
Right. The adder doesn't matter when the spear is here.
And so if you do a full minute of concentration,
mm-hmm.
that will bring your fumble down to a 5.
Let's do it.
All right.
Wouldn't it be so funny if I rolled a 58? And there we go.
No problem. Roll to aim.
Right. 23.
We'll give it to you. I don't think there's much mistaking such a weird area.
Right.
Hey, you can drink.
Underground tree. Darn it. Actually, I mean, there have been other underground trees that I've come across. Now that I say that.
That's the nature of Karandrin, right? Like, it's so unique. There's so many unique things that sometimes you forget how unique it can be.
Mm-hmm.
So the instructions that you've got, just to make you fully prepared, basically tell you that once you cross the Hall of Fountains and get to that hallway that's midway down the room,
mm-hmm.
far to the that's midway on the left. You go down that hall, it will become a T intersection. There'll be a series of short hallways up and down that hallway, all of them on the far side of the hallway. Each of these leads to individual tombs of some distinguished individuals that no doubt the Hall of Fountains was designed to keep you out of.
Mm-hmm.
You want to turn right down that hall, and then you're basically going to go into what is a giant burrow. Something has dug down to the next level.
Wow.
And you're going to climb down that and reach level 2.
Climb it down and reach lower level. I think I missed the first part. So you said past the fountains, you follow a hall to a T intersection?
Yes.
Okay.
And then turn right down that hall.
Okay.
I wasn't very specific. Turn right down that hall. Go to the last room on the left. And inside that room will be a burrow that something has dug through the stone.
Gotcha. Turn right down this hall. Okay. So we know what we're doing once we get past the fountains. Let's retrace my steps back to.
Well, remember the mite tree here, the mite wood is crushing boulders. That with your trolls, if you drink your strength of troll potion,
it might be better to throw boulders at the fountains from a distance.
And these are so much larger than the stones you're finding out of the statuary work.
Right.
And they're so much nearer, you won't be burning time. I
mean, yeah. I did want to wield the hammer, but this is probably safer standing at a distance. So, yeah. Now that I think about it, I would need to drink the troll strength, drag the hammer through the catacombs, right? Which will burn up so much time that I probably only have like 2 rounds left to use it. So,
right. I mean, and you could try to use your flail against. I mean, do you have anything that sort of?
Yeah, I mean, flail would work. I wonder if my own weapons would, be compromised by smashing them against stone, right? Like I'd be strong enough, but
right. Another thought.
Throwaway weapons, though. I've got a club. Although a wood club is probably going to do a lot less damage than.
Is it enchanted?
Yeah, it's plus 15 magic. It also has returning.
So you could bring it to your hand. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to try to use the club. I mean, you're not particularly attached to the club.
Okay. But again, I mean, it's a wooden club against the stone fountains, I guess.
I mean, if it fails, you're going to go back to picking up the stones you've thrown and going crazy.
So let's grab my club out of this bag of holding. Plus 15 magic, plus 2 to initiative, and 25 feet of returning.
Stick it in your belt, and then just jam it in your belt, and then drink the potion, and then rip stones free of this stuff, and go nuts.
Let's do it. So we have actually, wait, before I do this, do I feel bad about desecrating this beautiful room? I mean, I guess I have to a little bit, but it's for
but I mean, it's for such an important cause,
right?
I mean,
so important to me and my faith.
You're talking about, you're not a big sect, but let's say there's, you hope to say there's 1,000 of you in the world following this belief, and what if it's wrong? What if you've been opposing the will of the gods for all this time?
Right. That's true. That thought would drive me forward. Like I have to know, it's worth this small act of destruction.
Right.
Okay.
And this is beautiful, but it's also dangerous.
Equip the club of eternal. Start hurling stones.
Well, first you're going to drink and then gather stones, as many as you can carry.
Right.
And then throw, and then you probably have to charge in there, and it's unlikely you're going to carry enough to get the whole job done at one time, but you can at least take out a good deal of the threat.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was 12 fountains, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
excluding the one that descends down the wall.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, make a note that this is your first consumption of a troll potion.
No, actually, I had it before. Do you remember the first time I used it?
No. When did you use it before?
When my hand was stuck to that chest that was just covered by pounds of silver, and I couldn't move. And I'm like, all right, troll strength, and then bam, and then the whole coated the whole 3 or 4 rooms
with silver.
Temple of the Iron Empress with silver coins. Yeah.
Roll for me.
20.
Okay. All right.
Quinn buckles up. Here she goes again.
That's right. One more step. Just one more step. It's going to be exciting to get you past this. This is going to be crazy. So you drink it down. 10 rounds. We're going to start a round count. I can do that over here.
Round count.
Oh, we should let Quinn do it. That would be fun. Quinn, you want to be our round count guy? I'll just call him out. So, you feel an enormous strength surge through your body, and I assume you begin just tearing stones through the pile.
Yep.
You're going for ones about the size of a basketball because you feel like you can handle those and throw them well. And you are able to gather 8 of them up.
Okay.
I rolled a double aught.
Nice.
That just takes you 2 rounds to gather them up and haul ass to the border of the Hall of Fountains.
All right.
That is round 1.
Round 1 fight. Okay. Pick up our first stone and aim at the nearest fountain.
All right, roll it up.
72.
It smashes straight through the decorative work, through some of the basin, begins running over. There is a distinct bluish white flash of power from the fountain. It continues to run, and it continues to overflow. Or I should say, spill through the hole that you've created. Round 3.
Yeah, so I think, okay, round 3.
Are we just going to, you just want to roll a whole bunch of times and we're just going to read them off?
I mean, yeah, I wonder if I should throw another one at this fountain because it feels like it's still operational, right?
Well, it's still operational as a fountain.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I was thinking it's still running. It must be enchanted still. But yeah, fountains do that.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we'll just roll up the rest of them.
I mean, the enchanted goat, once you kill the goat, it's still a goat. All right, roll it up.
Okay. 44.
Strike, no blue flash, some leakage from the basin, clearly some damage to the higher elements of the fountain. Each of these fountains is, some are depicting ships, some are depicting towers.
Not anymore, they're not.
Huh?
Not anymore, they're not.
No blue flash of power, though.
Okay.
Throw and aim at that one again.
Yeah.
Roll it up.
62.
And that would be round 4. Blue flash of power.
Okay.
seems like the enchantments, the flash is coming from the upper part, the decorative part at the top, where water is spewing up and then running down. Strikes to the basin where the water collects and then is returned to the pump system. Do not seem to, you don't ever seem to get a flash from there. Roll again, round 5.
52.
A strike, no flash of power. Aim and throw again at that one.
Yep. 88.
Blue flash of power. Very large. All of the undamaged fountains and this last one you damaged hurl bolts of water in random directions.
Okay.
They strike with significant force. You're caught in some of the spray as it hits the walls near you. Even the spray is enough to force you a step back.
Interesting. Okay.
This thing was designed to machine gun you down.
Yeah.
And before your eyes, archers' loops appear on both walls of the long walls of the Hall of Fountains. No archers or arrows appear. No arrows or bolts are fired.
Archer's loops is in like the little openings.
Yes, the cross-shaped openings.
Okay.
So apparently, either there are traps that have not been sprung yet up there, although there are no arrows or bolts on the floor here either. There must be some sort of secret way up there where they had guards posted there.
Right.
So this was a shooting gallery of death.
Yeah. Archers. How many loops open up along the walls?
I don't know if you want to stop and count right now.
No, just plenty. It sounds like, yeah.
Oh, Quinn's keeping this straight. We're on round 8.
Gotcha. Man, already 8. We've only destroyed 3 fountains.
Well, you still got your club, and all of the boulders out there have remained largely intact, ready to be thrown again.
Okay.
Although you'll run out. That's right. You'll run out of troll strength, so you won't be able to throw.
So round 8 of troll strength, but I've got like 6 boulders left still.
But you might be able just to bring it down on them.
Okay.
All right. Roll it up.
So we'll throw another one. 74.
Blue flash of power. That one, as it explodes, sends a massive water bolt up. No movement from the archer's loops.
Okay. Throw another. That's 4 deactivated. 61. Not bad rolls, thankfully. 4.
Damaged. A bluish white glow emanates from this one. You see ice beginning to form on some of the water. Roll for me.
44.
The enchantment must be healing itself very quickly.
Yeah, because it's drawing in magic. Yeah.
It's drawing in energy from the world. We learned that cold enchanted items, that's good. Warm ones, that is not good.
Not good.
That's a ton.
Let's focus on the other undamaged fountains, I think, and see if we can. That one will be deactivated long enough that I can go through it.
All right. Last couple of throws here. You know you don't have too much longer. You can feel the power waning.
2.
That is a fumble with a large boulder.
Ah, yes, the Hall of Boulders.
But that is also an 8 for your fumble, so it's just a missed round is all that is.
Okay.
You feel the power dropping, but you still have, you can feel that it's coming to an end soon.
Yeah. All right. One more lob of a boulder. 13.
A miss. Skitters across the floor. Man, these things are really, I rolled like how well they're staying up intact. The first roll was open-ended, and the second one for these last 2 or 3 boulders was a 93. They're going to be... All right. Valhalla or Valhalla? Okay.
Thanks, Quinn, for keeping track of all that.
Yeah, Quinn, it's been helpful. All right.
I've destroyed 4 fountains and partially damaged another.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
It's impossible to partially damage something.
Well, you're right. I have
damaged.
Thoroughly damaged 4 fountains. Damaged another fountain. And I think I'm out of strength now. So
nope, you've still got, it's 10 plus rounds. It
okay,
varies.
So try one more. 72.
You've just started throwing them with 2 hands, so if anything happens, you can just set it down carefully.
Right.
Blue flash of power. Oh, the remaining ones and this one fire spheres of water in random directions.
Mm-hmm.
Those spheres explode. One hits in front of you, knocks you backwards, no damage. They went all over the place.
Yeah.
You still have troll strength.
Okay. Stand back up. How many rocks do I have now? I gathered 8 rocks, right?
No, you gathered a dozen.
Okay. Then I'll should have more. So I'll throw another. 52.
I'll strike, damage, no blue flash or glow.
Okay. Try to hit.
You can't partially damage, nor can you completely damage. Isn't that funny? Right. It's inherently a partial term.
I'm gonna dig a partial hole and lie down in it afterwards.
That's exactly it. That's a great example. I'm a little pregnant. Don't worry about it. Didn't she shoot you once? Yeah, a little.
Yeah. So I'll throw at that one again.
Okay. Roll it.
67.
Blue flash. Topples slowly over. About a foot of water now. The water does not run to your feet. The water is contained magically in the room as though there's a barrier there. And you feel the strength of the troll leave you.
One more time. Oh, no.
I mean, you're strong enough. You can lift those things. There's no question.
But if I can
You
throw them 40 feet.
No, you're going to have to get up close and personal to those things.
So
That's a good one, Quinn.
the smell. Oh, yeah, I'm sweating like a dog now. Let me take stock here. I've destroyed, I believe I have destroyed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5, and then 1 that was damaged and then seems to be healing again.
And then one that's damaged, but not, but just seems to be
Right.
achievement unlocked.
The one that's healing, is it seems to be still drawing in magic, or is it have
It's still it's still cold. You can see like mist descending off of it from the cold.
Yeah. 5 completely destroyed. 1 repairing itself. So I make the choice: have I destroyed enough of them that I think I can run through, or do I want to try to stop and?
Interestingly, running through is now more difficult.
Because of all the boulders
and
in water, hiding the boulders under a foot of water. Okay, let's.
Or do you go clubbing?
What is that? Have you ever been to this club? They call it the Hall of Fountain.
That's right.
Don't use the bathrooms though either.
That's right. They're clogged up.
Yeah, let's grab my club and my belt and let's wade through the water to the nearest undamaged fountain. And I'll have my shield out as well in my other hand. Definitely watching for any movement from the fountain. Now that I know what they do, at least I can be a little more prepared for it.
Are you just going to walk or are you going to charge? What are we doing?
We're going to walk. See
okay.
how close I have to get before this thing.
Let's see distance here. 1, 2. It's going to take you 2 rounds to reach the first of the fountains at a walk.
Okay. So I'll start walking towards it.
Roll for me.
Okay. 59.
Is it worth it to consider at this point? I mean, you've destroyed a bunch of the near ones.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder if it's worth it to try to teleport across the room. I mean, it's risky.
Yeah. I mean, I would think they would have thought of that, the designers of this room, but maybe I've destroyed enough of the overall enchantment.
And I don't know how to advise you in terms of the likelihood of that. I mean, you obviously don't know. But you did see a lot of firepower. And there's still 7 of these things left.
Yeah. Oh, it's hard. I mean, the way they hit me too, like even indirectly, there's so much force. If one knocks me into the middle of the room, then I'm in the middle of the room, knocked on my back, right?
Right.
Yeah, we can try to teleport.
All righty.
That
Using
happens.
your
I mean, I've what's happened to me before. I've done a teleport, and it teleports me somewhere I don't want to be,
right.
very far away, or I do a teleport and it knocks me unconscious, but not hopefully in the room, right? At least I'll be knocked unconscious outside the room, and I'll have Azrael watching over me. So let's give that a try. Fortune favors the bold, Quinn says. Jeez, dropping dice everywhere.
So first, you're going to use your. Let's talk about where you're going to use your PowerPoints from.
I'll use them from my own store.
Okay.
From my PowerPoint store.
Okay. Oh, I got you from your
Right.
Okay. And then and then you're just aiming to hop to that other.
Yep. The
that
other
other.
end.
Yeah.
All right. Rolling a 54.
Perfectly fine cast.
Okay.
10 exhaustion.
Teleporting with Azrael and my stuff, I should add.
Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't have you leave that stuff behind even accidentally. You make it across, no problem.
Okay.
Here, there's a similar sort of magical barrier that is keeping the water from flowing down the hall. Get a better look of the fountains that you've not hit. There are some boulders within a few steps of your location, but not within reach. Should you want to grab one later on and charge with it, right? And try to destroy a fountain. There's two within a few steps. Some of your misses and some of your hits, deflected this way.
Okay. Well, good. Glad we made it across. We'll turn back down this hall and see what I can see.
Let's talk about state of readiness.
Yeah, I'll have my target shield and sorcerer's spear in hand.
Oh, you know what we didn't do that we had to have had you do, excuse me, is light your floating lantern.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
So let's have that up and running. And where do you want it to be in relation to you?
I'll have it about 30 feet in front of me.
Okay. It illuminates the whole hallway. The hallway is about 50 feet long. You sort of stop and listen at your new location. Hard to hear with the fountains behind you. Azrael is cautiously sniffing the air ahead. Emotionally, feels a little tense.
Okay. We'll creep down the hallway.
Come to the T intersection. Stop and listen, this time sort of blocking the ear nearest the fountains. It's just so hard to hear with all that water falling. Azrael is displeased at the smell toward the right. Is happier about what it's smelling or not smelling down the left. And of course, you need to go right.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Azrael. I smell anything?
No. Peeking down the hall, you can see, sure enough, there are right across, almost right across from you, you can see there's short alcoves that then lead to vaults that have had their doors broken in. There are two almost directly across from you. And you can see the entrances for two others, the one to the far right and the one to the far left. You obviously need to go right, but it does put your back to several unexplored areas.
Okay. We'll have we'll go right and then have Azrael watch my back.
Okay.
Hiss if you see anything coming after us, buddy.
That's right. Well, you should feel now a note of alarm if something changes. You approach the first vault down this direction. You stop and listen. Definitely some of the larger rats is what you're hearing in this vault. There's splinters of an adorned door in the alcove. Someone has clearly made it past the fountains and blasted their way through the highly decorated doors of these wealthy individuals. You wonder, of course, if Oshekra himself would hesitate to rob.
Is this on my right or my left as I'm going down this hall?
Face this way. All the doors are to your left. Facing the other way, of course, they turn. But all of the rooms with their alcoves are on the far side of the hall as you entered. They're all in the the way. The side of the hall furthest away from the Hall of Fountains.
Right.
So this one that you are approaching is to your left. I haven't had you cross in front of the alcove yet.
We will send the lantern down through the room and see what it illuminates.
Shattered sarcophagus. There are 5 or so of the larger rats. They hiss and snap at you, but don't know what to make of your light. And they flee through various cracks or into the remains of the sarcophagus itself.
Okay. Yeah, these guys are scaredy cats.
Scaredy rats.
Scaredy rats. How big is this room then? Is it just, like you said, an alcove, or is it?
No, it has an alcove that leads into it. So the alcove itself is about 10 by 10.
Gotcha.
And then this thing broadens out. It's about 30 by 30.
Okay.
So it's a good sized room.
Right.
It would be a very large living room, for instance.
I'm drawing on a map. Okay. So if there's nothing in here of note, it looks like we'll move on to the next.
Which would be the last one. And the one supposedly where there's a burrow.
Okay. There were only 2 of them? I thought.
There, on this end of the hall, there's 2.
Right, but on the other end that I didn't explore, there are more.
Right.
Okay. Oh yeah, we'll go to the next one then.
Go down. Again, it has an alcove. You listen. Now you do smell something odd. Azrael has backed up reluctantly. You're having to coax more mentally to have him continue to follow you. But it's not really fear, it's just distaste.
Right.
And you send your light in, and there is a shattered sarcophagus, shattered door. And to the right as you enter, there's a 10-foot wide burrow dug into and then going down. And supposedly, according to Ashekra's notes, this will lead you to the second level and continue your path to the secret place of the Cult of the Nine Stars.
Yeah.
I think it's a good place to end. What do you think?
I think so too. How steep is the burrow, by the way? Is it just like a straight down, or is it kind of?
No, it actually, you can kind of tell that it twists down, but whatever animal did it was large and large clawed.
Okay.
There are bits of fur, tufts of fur stuck in the rock.
Right.
There's no mention in Oshekra's notes about what creature could have made this. So.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Switch to the end slate here. I'm just annotating my map a little bit. Here we go.
So, guys, we're going to be off for the next 2 weeks because of travel.
Yes.
Reach sub-level 2. So we hope you enjoyed our little adventure so far, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time, and we'll get him to level 2, and we'll continue through the catacombs to find this place of ritual used by the Cult of the Nine Stars.
Yeah.
Thanks as always for watching us. We really do appreciate it. If you think we're doing a good job, hey, hop to donorbox.org. You see the link right there, and send us a little love. If you want to hear more from Max, and I really do recommend that you do, you see his channel's short link right there, where he discusses the role of music and original soundtracks to video games.
That I do.
Thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for their terrific character art that we use most sessions depicting Brise. And if you want to see more of their work, please go to www.artstation.com/Tortolua. I've written a novel. You can find it on Amazon.com. It's called A Shore Too Far. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Max, say goodbye to these lovely people.
Yeah, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. This was kind of a little fun session. Go on to face some fountains when it's Greece. She would like that. So we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Hope you have a good 2 weeks.
That's really absolutely. Thank you, guys.